I'm Richard Turner. I've been with DHEC for over 40 years now, and I've enjoyed my experience and want to share a little bit of what I have done in the past and what I'm presently doing. I got my start doing regular field work, regular field sanitation, doing everything from restaurant inspections to septic tank installations, the full gamut, working in a local public health county program, and really enjoyed it. After that, I did some major work with mosquito control and have been over in Florence, South Carolina for the last about 32 years and have really enjoyed that. But today I want to tell you a little bit about what I'm currently doing that I really enjoy. I'm working with the Child Lead Paint program, and it's a real good program that I feel really blessed to be able to work in. When you work for public health, you feel like you want to do something good for the world. I really enjoy what I do. With the lead paint program, my main purpose is to ensure that foster homes, people who are fostering or adopting children, are bringing the children into a safe home. Homes that were built before 1978 have a possibility of having lead paint used in their homes. We want to make sure that that lead paint, if it's there, is not a risk. So when I get requests that are filtered through the health department and we do our health inspections, then I go in on these older homes and do a lead paint risk assessment to ensure that we don't have a problem. It's a complicated process and we have great tools to be able to use, but this will allow us to really determine if it's a hazard or not. Lead paint chips are something that little children, under 6 especially, find a delightful treat. It's got a sweet taste. If a kid finds candy by chipping off some paint and eating it, they'll go back to the buffet many times. Having elevated blood lead is a risk for children, and we don't want that, so we try to prevent that as much as we can. With the Foster Home Lead Risk Assessment Program, I check those homes out. I find out if we have a problem, and we try to address that before the young children come into the program. Another part of the lead risk program that I work with are doing investigations of elevated blood lead in children who have already got elevated blood leads. Usually this happens when maybe a child's going to his pediatrician, having a regular hemoglobin wellness checkup or whatever, and the hemoglobin is a little bit off. If they find out it's really low, they may want to follow that up with a lead check to find out if their lead blood is also high. Once we do find out that we have an elevated blood lead, then that calls in for a reason for us to maybe see if we can find the source. I mentioned that I do lead paint risk assessments, but I'm also a lead risk assessor as well, so I want to find out the cause. I kind of take it personal in the fact that I feel like I'm a CSI guy, and I'm going in there trying to see if I can come up with a way to really find that source. It's very simple if I go into an environment for a house built in 1820 and paint's peeling and falling off the walls. You know, this type is really something other that we can easily see. But sometimes we don't have it. I want to tell you about one or two that were really different that I really felt pleased with my results. I had a total Hispanic family. No English at all, no Anglais at all, and we had to get a translator with DHEC to go with me into the home. Well, I said I'm looking for lead paint, but they lived in a brand new mobile home. No lead paint, no paint whatsoever. So we had to come up with, what might be the source. You have to do an investigation, an epi investigation type thing, where you're looking to see if you can find out what may be the culprit in the whole thing. It was challenging, but through the translator, we had a really good rapport with the mom and dad. After talking for a while, Mom brings out a little Ziploc bag that looks like it's got fishing crickets. And through translators, I said, "What is this?" And she said, "They're fried grasshoppers." Well, looking on the internet and Googling fried grasshoppers, Grandma from Mexico was sending these spicy treats for the kids. In my earlier days as a bug guy, I took one and sampled it. It had a little flavor to it, but I didn't eat a whole bag of them. The kids have been eating it like popcorn. It was a snack for them. I took a sample and sent it off to our DHEC lab. It came back 300 times the lead level that food should have. Solution, CSI-wise, don't eat the fried grasshoppers from Mexico. Those were the culprit in that way, and the kids' lead levels slowly decreased. Another one I had was I had a person who was a translator for an Army officer in Afghanistan. He was able to get the whole family brought back to Colombia to relocate after his service in the Gulf War. A 2-year-old, cute as a button little girl, had elevated blood, but she'd only been in the States for a while, really hadn't been in a place with lead paint. We were able to get past his wife's inability to communicate because he could speak such good English, and we talked and everything else. But before I'd gone, once again playing CSI, I said, you know, what might be some reasons? And I'd found out that India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, they have a cultural issue where they used eye makeup, black mascara around the children's eyes. Sometime it had lead. So I had showed a picture to the mom. I said, do we have this? Well, because we were there, we had a good relationship, and we were doing our epi investigation, Mom says yes. She brought out some mascara packet that they had brought with them from Afghanistan. We sent it off, we tested it, it had lead in it as well. So what I'm saying is it's real good with public health to have something other to be able to look for, to do your epi investigation, to place CSI. It's not all about day-to-day operations, it's about specialty items you can do. Just recently I had another one where I couldn't find out a source for a child. The paint was not an issue. Discovered that the father worked in a shooting range. He would clean up the shooting range, which had a lot of lead, blowback dust and filings from the gun range. He'd clean up the back of it and everything else. His clothes would be covered. He'd bring the clothes home and they'd wash the clothes with the children's clothes. The child's elevated lead was going up. That's a simple solution. Stop washing of the clothes, change jobs or whatever, take that lead risk out. So what I'm saying is there are a lot of ways to really look at public health, but my 40 years have been fun because I've always sought to promote and protect, and I think that's important. Thank you.